The Wii one?
That is the Wii one.
This game came out that long ago, Wii U?
2013.
Damn. Are you recording?
We are recording.
Oh, okay.
You know,
all right, well.
like to randomly throw shit on there.
Well, let's get this going! Woo! And you didn't fucking...
We're in your home, we're in your head. Lock the doors and close the blinds. Turn on your TV, turn off your mind.
Here I am setting you up perfectly, and you just fucking don't set the
Don't
fuck
even.
right.
You know what?
This fucking guy.
We're Soul of a Game, by the way.
Hey, everyone. Welcome.
Welcome back.
We're here to tell you about a game. I'm Scott.
And I'm Steven, the dumbass who doesn't know how to push buttons.
Well, you pushed the button. You just didn't set it up.
I just didn't do it right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We hope you enjoyed last week's game.
Oh, yeah. That one.
Which one?
Drawing a blank here.
Shoot, was that the plane game?
Yeah, I think it was
Crimson Skies. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so sorry guys, we've been like way off because I've been taking a lot of trips this summer, so it's hard to keep like the week thing going. So.
And then him getting sick.
Yeah,
and then
yeah. So like this summer has been a load, but hopefully it'll get back to normal after this next vacation. So we'll probably skip a week next week,
probably
because I'll be gone.
Yes,
but I'll try to. Maybe we'll get it recorded before I leave.
But if not,
it's not that long, so
that's true. If not, I have another podcast coming out.
Kind of stuff.
With my brother-in-law. It's a movie reviews. It's called New and Nostalgic Nerdy Reviews from Nerdy Married Men. Movie reviews from Nerdy Married Men. I said it twice.
Wait,
like a dumbass.
is that the whole title?
Well, it's new and nostalgic, but then I just have like a little sub thing. It's just movie reviews from Nerdy Married Men.
That is so specific.
It's unique and it always gets a chuckle. Everyone I've shown the title to always likes that little end part there.
They're like, yeah, nerdy married man. Yeah. No, that's dumb. Hey, tell you,
I mean, you know, there's a girlfriend reviews. Like, is this game good for my boyfriend? There's like all these other.
No way, there's that.
Yes, there is. It's a whole YouTube channel. It's actually pretty good.
Yeah. Is this game good for my boyfriend? Does it have any tits and are they bigger than mine?
Depends on the size of your tits, so I need a picture.
So yeah, we hope you enjoyed Crimson Skies. We actually like that game a lot. It was a weird kind of like we liked it and we hated it.
It's like those horrible movies that you just love, like Fast and the Furious franchise. I know they're terrible movies.
Yeah.
But I love the fuck out of those movies.
I love how everyone makes fun of how Vin Diesel and who's the guy who died?
Paul Walker.
Paul Walker should just make out. And that's their whole thing. And now they're like The Rock and fucking Jason Statham should just make out.
I mean, I guess there'd be a ton of people that'd be pissed about that because anytime there's LGBT stuff in anything, someone throws an uproar about it.
Yeah, but then it would be a ton of people who'd be like, finally, God, this is 20 movies in the making.
I mean, if we're going to make anyone gay, let's make like Ludacris gay because that would just be ludicrous.
Ludicrous? No.
It was stupid, I know.
You be quiet. All right, well, this week's game is
Rayman Legends.
You know, I've never played a Rayman game before. I really didn't know what to expect from it.
I had only played Rayman, I think, at like a McDonald's playroom that had like the old
in N64s and the PlayStations and shit,
and like the GameCubes.
Did they have the GameCubes?
There was one in Greeley that had. It was the one on 23rd. It had GameCubes for a little while.
I wasn't poor until a little while later, so
yeah,
like we had a GameCube, so I didn't have to go to the McDonald's to play one.
Yeah, that was the only time I got to play GameCube besides going to my friend's house.
Yeah, like literally everyone in my family. I have 6 siblings, and every single one of us had a GameCube.
Damn.
Yeah.
Well, lucky you.
Yeah. Well, lucky for like a couple years, and then all went to shit.
Oh yeah.
All right. So yeah, let's get started. I guess let's just go to the first thing.
What's on the box?
I will say this box is shit.
It's not the greatest.
No, well, specifically, like, this is a pure fucking platformer.
Yeah.
There's really, like, the combat in this is all platformer-based combat. Like, a lot of it's like, you kill this thing to get on top of this thing so you can get to this thing. And this is showing it like it's a fucking, like, third-person shooter game, pretty much. Like, it's just weird.
Yeah, I don't get, like, why they're trying to show so much action on the cover.
Yeah, and I get it. You, like, fight things, but they're not fighting. Like, they don't even attack
everything's
you.
a one hit.
Yeah, and nothing attacks you.
unless you get close enough, which I mean, if you're just not paying attention,
Yeah.
you'll get hit by something, but it's very stupid. To
I
get
can
hit by
honestly say I never died from anything except for the bosses.
I did a couple times just because I was trying to rush through some things, but
That's just how like they don't do anything. Again, this is just a platformer. I don't know why the fuck they don't show like you jumping on shit.
yeah.
Very bad picturesque box.
Yeah, and there's a couple of different boxes. We're looking at the Wii U box. This is the best picture we found.
Yeah.
The Xbox 360 box had more writing and stuff on it, describing more
Just
of the game.
a lot of writing.
But this box has like none of the other boxes I've seen have like anything on
Yeah,
it.
because you don't need the writing. This game is a nostalgic tale of a hero in a world of decimation. You go leap from world. Like, why would you need any of that? It's like jump on a fucking platform and keep going, guy. That's all you need.
Yeah.
So yeah, the box just shows kind of like a little thing: swipe, turn, and tickle as Murphy. Murphy's like this little frog thing.
Yeah.
He's like a fairy godmother.
I don't
Like, because I've
I
never
really-
played the Rayman games. I don't know what any of these things are, and there's no fucking explanation.
No,
in
there
here.
isn't. And I honestly thought that was the dumbest part of the game.
Yeah,
was
there's like no story.
Yeah.
I have no idea what I'm doing. They're like, save these princesses. I'm like, why?
and then rock the party with crazy musical levels.
I will
There's
say
5 musical levels.
And the musical levels were kind of fun.
they're fucking
The
fantastic.
first one was the best one.
The first one is the best.
I don't know why the hell they went like with a classical musical level. And then I didn't even recognize the rest of them. I think there was one I knew, and then
I think there was like one other one that I knew. I think it might have been the mariachi one. But
yeah, but they should have like I really think they should have went with just all classic rock stuff because that would have been
Oh,
fun.
yeah.
Like
No,
do
it
these
definitely
short
would've.
like songs that are cheap to get the rights to, but maybe Black Betty was just like really expensive and that was the only one they could afford.
Well, and I mean, parody rules though, because
Well,
they're doing their own versions of it.
Parody rules don't count with those things. I don't think it's got to be like 60% different, and you have to prove the difference. And I think that comes in the lyrics usually. That's how Weird Al gets
Yeah,
away
but
with
I guess
it.
there's not very much lyrics in Black Betty, and they don't do any of the lyrics in
Yeah.
the game
So I don't know. I think the background
because they changed
music.
the music to all the noises of all the random characters and explosions and shit. So maybe they could get away with
Maybe,
it.
but it's like that 60% rule or whatever.
Yeah.
It's got to be 60% or 40%.
It has to be 60% different.
No, it's the lower end. It's 40% different, but 60% the same is okay.
Oh, okay.
Something like that.
I thought it was the opposite. But
No, it's surprisingly more.
weird.
And Weird Al doesn't have to ever get permission from the artist he does it from, but he always does.
Yeah.
They're always like, yeah, fuck yeah, right? Come on.
Who wouldn't want weird?
Exactly. So yeah, the box is okay. It's not amazing.
Yeah, this has 4-player co-op, 5 players if you're playing on the Wii U because you can control the little.
what the hell do you do in co-op?
You just do the level. I don't know.
Like, what?
It's just.
There's
I
no
honestly
room
don't.
for co-op in
No,
this. Like-
I wouldn't think that this would be a good co-op game at all.
Yeah.
The only thing that you can like, I think Jen and I did this a little bit in co-op when I first got the game, and like we did that little stupid soccer thing that you can do.
I don't
There's
know.
like on one of the mirrors, there's like a little like soccer thing you can do, and it's literally just a ball appears in the middle. There's 2 goals that are up higher, and you try to score goals on each other, and you just go until you don't want to anymore. There's no point to it. There's
Yeah.
no winning it. It
That
just
seems stupid.
makes effects when you score goals. Like
They should just
all the
cap
stuff
it at
for
like 5
co-op
or something.
Yeah, all the co-op stuff in this game is really
Like this is real, like it's made for kids, pretty much.
Yeah.
It seems like. Yeah. All right, let's move on to our next one.
Are we jamming?
Fuck yeah, we're jamming. I'm telling you, that first level.
Oh.
So they have Black Betty cover, and you have to like go through like a 2-minute level basically.
Yeah.
None of these levels are that long, but the end levels are all like bonus levels you unlock if you complete everything in that world you're in. And the end levels are just running, and that's all you do. You hit and you run, and you don't really stop at all because if you stop, you die.
yeah.
So-
And everything is onto the beat. So every time you have to hit an enemy or you
Yeah.
have to jump, it's to the beat. Every time you're hitting like the collectibles in air,
Yeah.
it's usually to like a guitar with this.
Yeah.
or like
So
whatever
in the
it is.
Black Betty one, it was just so fucking good that I was like, I hope every level's like this, and it
Dude,
wasn't.
I know.
And I was like, oh come on,
I was
guys.
the same way because like that seriously that Black Betty. I think the other one that was decent was the metal dragon one. The
it was
one.
okay.
It was okay.
Yeah, like they're not memorable. The only one I can really remember is the Black Betty one. Like they should have I think they should have saved that one for last.
I got really frustrated with the mariachi level, and that one was a little bit more challenging.
I didn't have too many struggles with them. You do them again because you want to hit all the teenies and everything.
Yeah.
But otherwise, I mean, they're easy. Most of the levels in here are fucking easy and simple. There's no difficulty level in this game, so
it has like a skull setting of how difficult each level is.
That does not fucking represent how actually difficult it is.
I felt like it did on the 5 skull ones.
No,
just because there was more tight knit platforming.
I guess I never had any trouble with it. But the one thing I will say is the only thing that really counts for is the fucking time trials.
Yeah.
Those time trials,
that was bullshit.
I did the first 5 or 6 easy. And then I get to one, I'm like, holy.
I'm fucking not doing this shit. Yeah. This is annoying. And honestly, all the daily objective stuff and leaderboard shit and the time trial shit, that shit is for all the advanced player shit, and I'm never going anywhere near.
Yeah, that's
shit.
for players who are completionists. And that it just doesn't make any sense to do that as a casual gamer.
Normal sound effects in this game, pretty decent.
Yeah,
there's no talking; it's all just noises.
Background music's okay. I mean, I didn't really notice anything. Like, there's no what's nice about this game is everything is just so below level. Like, it doesn't fucking drive you crazy. Say, God, that was fucking loud. Like some games are.
Yeah, there wasn't anything that really annoyed me. There wasn't anything that was a really big standout. The biggest standout was just the musical levels, and like we said, Black Betty musical level was.
There's no dialogue at all.
No,
there's none.
None at all.
So, all right. Well, that's it for that. Let's move on.
How does it play?
Like any fucking platformer.
Yeah, the checkpointing on this one was
weird as shit, right?
Fucking dumb.
What they should have done, I think, with this is do the Sonic thing. Throw a physical checkpoint in there so you know where it is.
Yes.
Because that way you're not getting fucked every single time.
Well, and it's like sometimes the checkpoint's really generous. Other times, the checkpoint really fucks
it
you.
depends on the level. Like, the climbing levels are usually fucked. You have to restart the whole thing every single time. It's, when you get to a certain point, like halfway through it. But they're not long, and I think that's their point in doing it. Like, they're only 2 minutes long. So they're like, why would we give you a checkpoint every 10 seconds? Which I totally get. But some of these are like, okay, I don't know what to do here. I'm fucking up this. At one point, I'm trying to figure out. I keep going and running up this wall, right? Mm-hmm. And I have to apparently break this next wall. And I took a 2-day break from playing, so I didn't know I had to break this wall. So I'm going, okay. And then this vine comes out from underneath the wall, and it looks like you have to jump on the fucking vine. I'm like, okay, how do I get onto that vine? I keep fucking doing it. It's not getting on. And eventually I'm like, sitting there, I'm like, oh, fuck me. And then I did that for 30 minutes before I figured out I had to break the wall.
The thing is, I'm pretty sure I know exactly which level you're talking about, and it's the level that I got stuck on, and I was breaking the wall, but I kept on hitting a spike on one of the vines.
Oh, yeah. That was really annoying. That level took me the longest. I don't know why.
It took me the longest, too, for sure.
It wasn't hard. It's just, annoying.
Yeah, it's like one of those things, you know exactly what you have to do. It's very well written out what you have to do, but the timing of it has to be pretty precise. And me and platforming, I fucking suck at some of this shit, so I fucking struggled with it.
I kept fucking up the jumping, so... I hate it when you have to hold a button to do shit.
Yeah.
So when you have to sprint, but when you're jumping, you should just be able to jump without holding the fucking sprint button.
Yeah.
But instead, if you don't hold the sprint button, it's just a regular jump rather than the quick jump, the super jump. Mm-hmm. And I'm just like, God damn it. And I kept fucking that up. I'm like, what am I doing wrong? And then I figured out, I have to hold sprint. This is the first level in the whole game where you actually have to hold sprint to jump like this.
Well, and the other level with wall running that I struggled on was the one inside of the castle where the dragons are chasing you while you're sprint jumping. And
that one was a little difficult.
God damn.
That last part, I just kept dying on. But eventually, that one was not as hard. It didn't take me as long to figure out, okay, I just got to map my timing. I'll do a little better.
Yeah, and it just kept on having, the dumbest mistakes. I would get, that first part down, perfectly every time. And then on one of the time, I would hold sprint a different way, and I would pause on the wall. And if you paused on the wall, you couldn't keep wall running.
You just slide,
and you would just slide.
And you can't fix that. You can't recover from sliding.
So you would have to go back to that checkpoint.
Yeah.
So I was just like, oh.
So I guess let's go over some controls. This game is extremely simple. The jump, hit, sprint,
and then using your buddy to either cut a rope or
Yeah.
pull a lever or move an obstacle for
So
you.
Murphy is a little frog dude who comes in on some levels. He's not in every single level. So most of the levels are just jump, sprint, and hit.
Yeah.
But Murphy comes in and then you'll hit B to have him like cut the rope. So you have a platform to jump on now. Or you'll have him like tickle a monster so you can beat him down,
Yeah.
even though you don't have to because you can
There's-
just hit the fucking monster still.
Well, there's like some of the monsters that have that big giant spike shield. that
Yeah,
just
but if
hold it
they
out.
miss, they hold their shield
Yeah.
up in the air. I'm like, okay, and there's still fucking one hit.
Yeah. It's stupid. There's a lot of things. There's the like weird monsters in the water and stuff that have the eye and
Yeah.
like the claws, and it'll poke them in the eye so it retracts their tentacles.
Yeah. Then you do get to unlock different skins. I did not play as a regular Rayman the entire game. As soon as
didn't
I
either.
rescued the first princess, I'm like, they're cooler. All the characters in the game are so lame. Also, every fucking princess looks exactly the same.
Yep.
I thought I was rescuing me every single time. I'm like, what am I just getting a different skin for the princess?
Pretty much.
Yeah. Then they had the dumbest thing in this fucking game ever. This is the stupidest thing they could have done.
The like level progression.
No.
Because that's dumb too.
The lotto tickets.
Oh, I fucking hated that.
So, like, if you're gonna do that, don't make you scratch it. God, that is so annoying to
Every
have
single
50
one.
fucking ones.
that, and they don't have a next lotto tick button.
Yeah, you have to go
you have
back to
go hit the open lottery ticket button through the menu every time you want to open one, and sometimes they'll give you like 5 to 10 at once.
Yeah,
and
but
you-
other games will have it like if you have more than one, like, hey, scratch them all.
10. Yeah, and it just tells you what you got.
Yeah.
You don't have to actually scratch it yourself. This was dumb.
Yeah, it was a very silly thing. It didn't add anything to the game to be able to scratch your own tickets, and it actually just frustrated me to the point where I
Yeah.
stopped opening them. I was like, okay, there's no point. I'm not going to keep playing this fucking game after I beat it, so I'm not going to get any of the bonus shit.
Yeah.
So, and all that gets you is either teenies. I don't understand how they get you teenies if you can
I
go
don't
over the
know.
max number or not. If
I'm confused about that either.
yeah,
too.
you get like this currency you can use to buy skins.
Yes.
Or you get creatures, which again I don't understand.
the creatures
are just
also
trophies.
give you lumens, which
but
helps you unlock skin, but it's like minuscule amount.
yeah,
of
and it's just
lumens.
trophies. Like that's all they
Yeah.
are. Like I thought, okay, cool. Maybe this creature will grab lumens on the map for me.
That would be nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I get why they didn't do that because you have to do it in the right order to get the max number of
Yeah.
lumens.
It just seemed like they added a bunch of shit just to add collectibles
Yeah,
and other things for you
just
to
to make
do.
this game a completionist game. Really,
Yeah,
that's all it is.
that's all it is.
This
There's
is-
nothing for it. There's nothing that you get. Like you can even get like I got enough of one of the creatures to get like a bronze trophy, and I think I got some extra lumens for it.
Yeah.
But that's all I got for it. I'm like, ooh,
Ooh, I scratched a lotto ticket. Yeah.
right.
But one of the cool things about playing Crimson Skies
Mm-hmm.
was I go through that game and I'm like, okay, I don't have to worry about any fucking unlockables.
Yes.
I don't have to worry about achievements. I don't care if I
True.
get all this shit. Like
True.
in this one, like because of the achievement thing, you have to worry about getting everything.
Well, and the progression of unlocking other levels is getting enough of these creatures to unlock the next level or the next world, and then like some of the levels, like the back to the origins levels, you have to get through the lotto tickets, so it's completely random.
so
unlocking
that's
those.
what that is. So
Yeah.
the origin levels are from the origin game.
Yes.
I never played them. I'm like, what are these? Are these needed? Because you get 240 teenies from just those.
Yes. And so those are the original, I think those are
Why
the original
would
levels
they
from the
do
original game.
that?
But you only can unlock them through the lotto tickets.
Yeah.
And they're the rarest thing to get in the lotto tickets.
Yeah, but I unlocked them like 15 times. So I'm
Well,
like,
that's of the 40 levels there are, you've
Yeah.
unlocked 15 of them.
Yeah.
And you don't unlock them in like a certain order either.
and I think you have to keep, eventually you just have to get all the lotto tickets, right?
Eventually, I'm guessing so, because like you can get one lotto ticket per level.
Yeah, and all the time trials add a bunch of levels, and I think you get lotto tickets for time trials.
I can't remember
Yeah.
if you do or not.
I think you do have to get all of the fucking lumens in
Yeah.
those, but I don't remember if there are lumens in those actually.
I don't remember.
It's been a while since I did one, but I don't know. This whole game was just so fucking, like, if it was just the base platformer and that's it without the story, it's already bad. And then they add all this shit in that makes it even worse. And you're like, why?
Yeah, it's just one of those things where like they had some really amazing shit in this game, particularly like the music levels, like
Yeah.
we've already touched on. That should have been this entire game.
Yeah.
Like, in my opinion, the that was the best of the platforming. That was the best of the fights. Like, you could even still have the boss fights, because the boss fights weren't bad.
No.
Honestly, like,
They
some
were
of them
fun.
were a little challenging.
Yeah, and they were fun, honestly. Like, some of them were like, holy shit, this is actually pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that one glob creature thing where, like, all the, like, black
Oh, yeah, that was the
creatures, like,
final
mold
boss,
together.
I think. Yeah. One thing I will say, this game was entertaining, but I think what would have made it better if they took out all this extra shit that we could hate already. If they took out the fucking lotto tickets, or if they made them so you don't have to scratch them.
Yeah.
If they didn't have the origins in there, because I didn't even fucking play those.
Yeah.
But if they put in a silly fucking story.
They needed something.
Yeah, just to fucking, who cares? Just make it so all these wizards are trying to make us eat cake.
Right?
Stop the wizards.
Why would I want to stop them from making us eat cake?
Yeah, but
It's
like
poisonous.
yeah, but it would be funny. Like that would be a fun, like a little thing to do.
No, yeah,
But
seriously.
Instead, they do this whole like, okay, we're not going to give you a story. We're just going to fucking have you save princesses for no reason and somehow smash someone to a different fucking planet.
That was really dumb, especially because he kept being there every time you beat him. There was, like, another one.
I think
different
they're all
versions of
wizards. So that's again the story aspect of this. You're like, you could open up and say 5 evil wizards. Like
Right.
that way, you already put out that there's more than one.
Yeah.
So and all the teenies like they really didn't go hard on making this game like
Character based.
yeah, because all the teenies look the same, all the wizards look the same, all the skins look the same. Like, and that's just lazy fucking writing.
Yeah.
It's so fucking lazy.
Yeah.
And I'm sure there's a bunch of people who are like, well, it's challenging enough that I like it. I'm like, well, not everybody likes this challenging aspect of a game, and that's all
Yeah.
you get.
Well, and if a game doesn't have a good story, it has to have brilliant mechanics.
Yeah.
Or brilliant level creation.
Like we've talked about this before. Like you've had to have like one of 3 things: story, yeah, we'll say mechanics.
I would
right?
say story, gameplay mechanics, and then
like world building.
Yeah.
Like and that might fall into the story aspect, but the world needs to look beautiful.
Yeah, because I mean, like, honestly, like the story and gameplay mechanics of Spore aren't that great, but the world building of Spore and like going from small like bacteria
Yeah.
to owning a empire in space, like that progression and that gameplay and that aspect of it made that game for me. Like, obviously the story is dumb and bullshit, and like the conversation over the tribes and all the diplomatic and aggressive bullshit you can do in that game just doesn't really matter. But the thing that made that game was the customization of everything, the world building, everything that you could create, everything that you could do. You create everything your own. You create all your vehicles. You create all your buildings. You create all your creatures. You create your own languages. Like, everything is what you create it to be. And that's what made that game. And we have games like The Last of Us that are so story driven and so beautifully crafted that it's just like,
Well, and their gameplay. I'll give you one better. I'll give you Skyrim.
oh yeah.
Story. I didn't like the story in Skyrim. I thought it
I
was
don't even
so.
pay attention.
Yeah, I did not eat because the world is so great and the gameplay was
Yeah.
great, and that's all we needed.
Yep.
Like, and that's a great example of like, this is a game without any fucking real story.
Yeah.
You're still gonna play it. You're still gonna love it.
Yeah.
Like, this game just didn't have that for me.
And then we have games the opposite way where it's like, a lot of people bring up Mass Effect for its story and world building, but
Yeah.
the gameplay of the first one.
Oh, the first one's bad.
sucked.
But I loved it. I loved it stuff. I actually like the.
I can't wait to play it because I actually got the Legendary Edition
Yeah.
recently, and we have Mass Effect 1 on our playlist.
Nice.
Because I know it's one of your favorites, so I put it on my playlist. I don't remember where it is on the list.
I should go back to and do the achievement hunting thing on that anyway, and like try to get all the achievements because
I
get
want to
close.
do it now that I know that like they fixed the gameplay for the first one.
yeah.
And
I don't know. If you played the original, honestly, it's not that bad.
I hated it.
It's really like, I know like it seems bad, but that's the point.
But I guess I also hated Coder at first
Yeah.
until I got through more of that, and
Yeah,
I realized
and that's
I
the
liked
point.
it.
Like, you have a shit start because that's how you're supposed to be at the start of every game.
Yeah.
Not that good. Like, you're supposed to learn, and also you're supposed to get better and level up.
True.
So, and that's what they kind of teach you. By the end of the first one, I was fucking unstoppable. Like,
Okay.
during the final boss, I'm just letting him hit me. I'm like, yeah, this is great, guys. Like, and that's just the way the game goes.
Yeah.
It's, like, it's fun that way. It's like you start out shit and you get to the point where you're basically a god.
Oh, here's another good example for just good gameplay mechanics, but not good story or good world building. Dodgeball Academia.
Never played it.
New game on Game Pass came out recently. I saw a bunch of people playing it. I decided to fucking try it out. It is Pokemon, if Pokemon were dodgeball.
Okay.
It's literally all the same sound effects. Like, you take your team in to go heal at the nurse, it makes the same sound effects as if you go to see Nurse Joy. Almost identical sound
Interesting.
effects.
So they just copied and pasted.
It's basically Pokemon,
and changed the
but
skin.
with 3v3 battles, but you control your main person and you can switch people out, and each
Interesting.
person has their own different abilities and ultimate abilities to play dodgeball. And it's honestly...
Is it turn-based, I'm guessing?
No, it's not.
Okay, so it's real time?
It's real time.
Gotcha.
So that's like the one difference about it. But like I was like, this game can't be fun. And then I was like, this game is stupid fun. And then I like played like 7 hours of it. I'm like, God damn it, dude. I'm hooked.
Lost my life. Yeah, back to this. Like, the gameplay in here is, I don't know, it's okay, right?
Yeah.
It's just okay. Like, there's certain things that are annoying, but nothing's really speaks out.
Yeah, the music levels speak out. The boss levels speak out. Besides that, I can't say there's much to this that's just like,
Yeah. All right, well, let's move on to...
It's story time. Let's get started.
All right, no story.
there is none.
So what's interesting, though, is this game starts out with an opening fucking sequence.
Right?
Like, what's the point? There's no other sequence during the entire game, but for some reason, you're like laying down in the grass and then things go to shit really fast.
And then someone tells the frog to go wake you up.
Yeah. Go get Rayman! And you're like, oh, okay.
Okay.
Who's Rayman? Don't worry about it. Go get him.
He's the guy on the cover.
Yeah. Like, that's really it. Like,
Okay.
I don't know. And then, like we said, you go through and you save princesses, and that seems to be the point of the story. But even that, I think you could just skip the princesses, right?
You can.
Okay,
Yeah.
just do the
because
rest of
as
the
long
maps.
as you get enough of the
teenies.
you can unlock the last levels and stuff. Which
That's
I don't
a-
even think I unlocked the last world.
No,
bonus
yeah.
world.
So there's a bonus world that you can unlock. It only had 21 teenies, which is far less than all the
Yeah.
other worlds.
Well, and like you needed 400 teenies to unlock it, and there's
I was at, like-
700 total in the game.
I was at like 480, or sorry, 380.
I think I was at like 350 or something.
Yeah, so I got close, but then I'm like, I don't want to do the time trials. So that's how you get the
don't-
rest of them.
yeah.
Like, time trials sound fucking boring.
Or doing enough of the original game stuff, but
I'm not going to do that.
which
not
I
gonna
did
go
do
back.
those, but like I wasn't unlocking a lot of those. Like I think I only unlocked a total of like 8.
Yeah, but I mean, it's just
Original game
boring. Like,
levels.
why would I want to do that?
And those are different anyways because like the gameplay in them, instead of making it to the last area,
Yeah.
whenever you get to the last teeny, that's just the level's over.
Oh, so you just, I like that better, actually.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Yeah.
So instead of talking about the story, because there is none, we'll just talk about some of our more favorite levels.
Okay.
So I really like the cake levels. I'm not going to lie. They were interesting. Like, it was really funny to watch the thing like eating cake and making a path
that
for
was
you.
fun. That was fun. I also liked the fruit levels, but I think
Oh, where you go a little mini. Yeah. Those were interesting too. So like they had some interesting concepts in there because the fruit levels you had to like jump into like little bites out of a fruit that a worm made.
Yeah.
And you'd find shit inside the fucking fruit.
yeah,
And that's how you'd get through to the other end because a knife is blocking your way.
and like there's places, and it seemed like it was a level that you could replay because there was sometimes paths where you could stay small and sometimes paths where you could go big.
Yeah.
And you had to pick whether you wanted to be big or small, and like there was different aspects of that, and like
One of those levels I took forever on because I was looking for all the teenies. At
Oh,
that
yeah.
point. And I'm like, where the fuck is this last teenie? It took me a while. To
some
find it.
levels it's stupid obvious to get all the teenies,
Yeah,
and
and some
other
levels-
levels it's just like where the fuck is this hiding?
So, and we should say the king and queen teenie in each level. There's a king and a queen.
Yeah.
They're always hidden
in a hidden room.
in a hidden room, and you have to do like a mini game to get them.
Yeah.
And some of those hidden rooms are hard to find.
Yes.
Some of them. And most of them were very simple. Like you're like, okay, this looks like this is a fake wall.
Why is there like a cloud covering just that spot?
Yeah. So like stuff like that. Some of the harder levels, I think, were the floating levels.
Yes.
Fucking hated those.
Yeah,
Those are
those are
so
awful.
obnoxious sometimes. I'm just like, how the fuck am I supposed to complete this? Like,
There's so many of those kind of levels in games where I'm like, I get that you're adding extra challenge, but have better checkpoints if you're gonna have shitty add extra challenges.
Yeah.
Especially in a game that's made more for kids.
oh, dude. And what's really annoying, I don't know if this ever happened to you, if you died during like getting into king and queen.
Yeah.
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 Why not just respawn you inside the fucking
Oh,
room?
no, seriously.
Why? Why respawn?
Why do I have to go out of the room,
Yeah.
go back in?
So like it respawns you outside of the room, even though it could just respawn you at the door inside of the fucking room. So you have to do this whole animation to get in. And sometimes, like, it doesn't save your progress of what you did right before you get in the room. So if you killed a creature to get lumens, the creature's going to be there again.
Yep.
You have to kill him fucking again.
Yeah.
And, like, that's really annoying. I know it doesn't add that much time, but if you keep dying, it is the most fucking annoying thing you could do.
It's the same thing with the boss levels where, like, if you would die, you would have to do that beginning animation again every time. And I'm like,
God.
just put me right in the fucking...
They did have
it.
I think they had a skip. I can't remember. Man, I might have been playing another game and I had a skip in that.
There was skips once, like
Once you
during
watched
the
it, right?
during the videos of the stupid guy getting his nose bonked
The
twice.
dumbest shit in the world.
The fucking dumb.
He has all the power in the world to make a force field, except when his nose is touched.
Yes.
Don't touch my nose.
Which never is explained either.
Yeah,
I'm like, what the fuck is this?
Very fucking.
He ties
weird.
up these teenies, but they can
It's
still get their arms free.
presumably to rape them because they're all female teenies. I assume. Like honestly, like every time it's like, why are you taking just one female teenie with you? What is the point? Oh, you're going to rape her. I see.
And why is this one teenie almost the exact same in every fucking level with the same attitude, does the same nose?
I don't know. Why is every warlock the fucking same?
Fuck if I know.
Like, and they all have the same idea. Like, wait, they don't like their nose being touched. I got this.
Oh, every one of us teenies, all 700 of us knows to bonk the wizard's nose.
Like, why don't you do that first?
Well,
How'd you
if-
get tied up?
If Rayman's so powerful that he can punch someone in the butt hard enough to fly him into the
I
fucking
know.
space into a
Like, how can you
constellation,
not just fucking destroy the world by
What
touching the ground?
Yeah, I was like, why don't you just do that to the fucking bosses, the dragons, or
Yeah.
anything? Like, why isn't everything one hit?
Yeah, it is pretty insane.
I liked the levels where you got that wizard gave you the power to like throw
the
a
punch. Yeah, so you get to like a range
flame
punch
ball.
or a flame ball or whatever, and those were fun. I didn't care for them because it's like, okay, you added an extra mechanic that doesn't really matter that much. And everything that you fight when you get those have fucking range attacks too, which is really stupid.
That was really dumb.
Yeah.
I didn't like a lot of the floating levels.
No, yeah, those were really, they're not challenging per se. They're just like, it's outside that norm. Yeah, that norm of platforming, because it's not really a platformer. At that point, it becomes like okay.
Dodging.
Yeah,
like,
you're just dodging like flames that shoot up in a certain area. And if you even touch a little bit of them, you're fucking dead.
And I don't even understand. Like, I fucking hated their health system in this game. You could get one heart, which can make you have one extra hit. But a lot of times when you get hit twice.
Yeah.
Like, because you'll hit something, and then, like, if you land on a spike, you'll lose your heart from the spike, and then you lose it another.
Yeah, why wouldn't they just
instantly.
make, if you hit a spike going down to the ground, why wouldn't they just make that so you just die instantly?
Yeah.
Like, you might as well, because you're not going to live.
Or make you invulnerable for, like, 2 seconds, like a lot
so
of,
you
like,
can jump back
so
up.
you can jump back
but
up.
No, you don't get to do that. But yeah, the one heart was useless. I barely had it because I'm like, I'm just going to get hit at some point. I don't even give a shit anymore. It seems like the whole point of this game is just avoid things.
Yeah, that's all this game was. I really did like the laser levels where you had to like shut off the power.
Oh yeah. Was that the level with like the multiple fucking rooms?
Yeah.
Oh god, that one was really well designed.
Yeah.
I would say that was probably my all-time favorite level. Just going through that and seeing, okay, I got to avoid these like spinning spikes and everything. This is like classic platformers.
Yeah.
But then having it in like a giant fucking Rubik's Cube, it seemed like.
Oh, you're talking about that level.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking
I was
about?
talking about the level like almost in like before you get to the water
Oh,
level.
underwater kind of.
Yeah, where,
right,
like,
right before that.
You take that like elevator down, and then you have to like do all these things where like there's lasers, and you have to turn off the power in one section, then turn off the power in the next section,
and then you have to dodge lasers or block them using Murphy.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that was actually really cool. My favorite level is still going to be the Rubik's Cube.
That one was tough. Like, there's some of those parts where you go through like one path and you're like, oh, this is really easy, and then you go through another path like, what the fuck is this?
Like, and it's insane because it's just like a Rubik's Cube. So it changes if you're on one level of the Rubik's Cube, one side of the fucking square, and you go to the other side, everything changes to that side.
Yeah.
So you're like now
Perspective
completely
is shifted upside down or sideways or.
It was so interesting. I'm like, this is a cool level. Why didn't they do more like this?
I know, and like there was like so much more of that stuff towards like the middle and end of the game.
Yeah.
Where they added a lot more of these things, and I was just like, this is what your game is. Like,
Yeah.
This and your music levels is what your game should have all been. But you had a bunch of these like levels that were nothing or just dumb or just too
boring.
challenging or boring.
I wonder always when they do game development, do they second off levels and say, okay, I want you to see what you bring to me, and if it's good, I'll approve it.
Yeah.
Or do they like sit down and they say, okay, let's write it all out together so we can see what the big picture will be and then make the levels?
I don't know.
Because I know they do that with the story, but the levels are a different thing altogether. Because you could just say for a story like hero goes into castle, hero has to fight through minions, hero defeats big bad, hero saves princess, right?
Yeah.
And that could be your base for a story. But then around that, you have to build everything you're gonna encounter from that point, and you don't want to write that out as a story because what's the fucking point? Like in this part of the level, you fight one guy who has to only get hit in the back to defeat him, but it has to be 4 times. Like you wouldn't write that out; you just make that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I wonder if that's what they do. If they don't write it out, they just section it off to certain people, and some people are better at making levels, and some people are shit at it.
Yeah, I really that would be kind of interesting to know. Like I want to know kind of like who designed the musical levels compared to who designed like the Rubik's Cube level compared to who designed the first world level.
Yeah.
Like does someone design like the easy levels and someone else designs all the hard levels?
Yeah. It's an interesting dynamic, I'm sure. And I'm sure maybe someone who is out there who works for a video game company can maybe enlighten us if they listen. But I don't know. Did you, Steven, I'm going to ask you this because I know you.
Yeah.
What'd you do for the credits?
I actually just destroyed all the...
Okay, good. I was going to say, I wonder if he just like let it run through or if he just waited. Because I was wondering, I let the first couple go through because I had no idea what I was doing on the credits.
Well, like I saw that little like bouncy ball thing and I immediately was like, all right, what's this go to?
Yeah, and it goes to the back. And
I was like,
I'm just walking back and forth. I'm like, what am I supposed to do? Just walk on these things? So fucking boring. And then I don't know why I ended up hitting, but I ended up hitting. And I'm like, oh, you can get lumens this way.
I think I just like started like jumping around and like just ground pounding. And then I realized I could like, I crushed a bunch of letters. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
What the fuck? And then there's like at one point after I was destroying a lot and the credits go on for fucking ever.
Yeah.
And I was like, when are the credits going to end? And I was like, what happens if I just ride the credits to the top? And then it just spawns you back at the beginning, and then you just go back out. But I just sat there a lot of times and just tornado spinning back and forth.
Yeah, that's what I did pretty much.
And I was like, wait, because it gives you lumens while you do it. You can get up to 999 lumens.
Yeah, which is really fucking annoying that they capped it.
It was so stupid that they capped it. And then I was like, wait, is this a way to get extra teenies? Because all the teenies are the O's. And I was like, why are there teenies in the O's? And I was like, maybe that'll give you teenies. And so I tried hitting every O for the longest time. And then I was like, it doesn't give you anything.
It doesn't give you anything.
It's just interactive credits, which...
Yeah, and I think that might be a way to like... Because you can skip them too, I think. I think I ended up skipping it after I got 999.
Oh, you could skip. Yeah, I skipped after probably like 7 minutes.
Yeah, well, and I was like, and there's no point anymore because I got 999. If you want someone to watch the credits, do not fucking cap it.
Yeah,
just keep it up. Like, and I get you want them to replay the levels or something, but this is such a more fun way to get their fucking.
No, seriously, like, and that was actually like entertaining. I love when games have stuff through the credits.
Yeah, and that one, it's just like Super Smash where you can like shoot the shit. But this one actually gives you a reward, and they should not have capped it.
Seriously,
like they really fucking stifled themselves because this is like, and I get it. It's like no one's reading it if they're just fucking killing all the letters. This is a great way to keep people fucking entertained. Yeah. Don't cap your fucking lumens.
Which I actually kind of... I'm glad that you brought that up, that I usually just skip the credits or don't even really watch the credits, because like this was one that I was like, what is the point of bouncing over here? And I was like, there's got to be something over here. And I was like, oh shit.
And that's really what it is. Like you have no idea what to do there. And by the way, the max really you can get in any level, guys, is fucking like 320 to 350, maybe 380 in some. But lumens are very hard to get, and the final fucking skin costs 1 million lumens.
Yeah.
And I think by the end, I just had over like 20,000 lumens. I'm like, I'm not gonna play this game so much to get 1 million. How the fuck do you do that?
I don't even remember what I had, but I was just like, I think I had...
Oh, maybe I had more. I don't...
You definitely had more, because I think I had probably over 200,000 or 300,000.
Yeah, but that's a lot. Like, that took an entire gameplay worth of shit to get.
That took like fucking 12, 14 hours to get.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't play that long.
I don't know if it was that.
You probably played like 6 to 8.
I felt like I played longer.
Yeah, because it's a boring game. Like, that's the thing. Like, boring games, I will say, when you're not interested in something, it is so hard to get through stuff. When I first played Resident Evil, it was the same thing with Coder. It's like, you're in the beginning, you suck. Nothing is good. It's so hard to play that fucking game. But by the midway, you're like, holy shit, I'm a fucking monster.
Right. Yeah, no, I can agree with that.
Like,
As far as platformers go, this is one of my least favorite.
Yeah, and it's not even difficult. That's the sad part. It's not difficult. It's just not entertaining.
Well, like I just like a lot of other platformers have been bringing a lot more to it.
Yeah.
Like there's another one on our list that we're going to be playing. It's called Celeste. And I heard the story of that one and the story about mental health and like despair and grief and all that is insane. And like most people have cried during that platforming game. And I'm like, a platformer that can make you cry? What the fuck?
Well, I mean, you think back to when we played Ori.
Yeah,
like how beautiful that game was, and how good the story could have been. Like, and it was an interesting story throughout the. I don't know if we said
pretty
that.
Good action.
Yeah. Like, I think we hated some of the platforming aspects of that, but we loved like a certain part of it. With this, I can't think of one thing I actually liked doing that was like so good that it completely made me forget about what time it was.
True.
So. It's just this game didn't do a good job, but I think we're going to stop story now and just jump into
Worf or nah?
I think we're collectively in agreement with the nah.
Probably.
Yeah.
I like honestly like if you like time travel platformers and you like just
travel platformers.
Well, I time travel platforms.
I'm like, wait, when did that happen? Did I miss something? How'd you know?
Time trial platformers.
Time trial, got it.
And completionist shit. Like, this is a Ubisoft game to all of its core. Like, it is straight just Ubisoft. If you like that kind of style of game, you might like this.
Wasn't what was that game? Far Cry? Wasn't that Ubisoft too?
Yeah, actually, I think Far Cry is Ubisoft.
Yeah, they're much better Ubisoft.
So is Assassin's Creed.
Yep, true.
But those have kind of diminished over time.
I haven't played Assassin's Creed in years.
The original one? Or
I think I beat it, but I don't remember playing it that much.
I beat the first one and then the second trilogy, and then I played halfway through the third one, and I didn't really like it.
Yeah.
And then everyone said I should play Black Flag, but I haven't yet.
I've heard the great things about it.
I've heard great things. I actually just bought it recently because there was a sale.
There's just so many fucking Assassin's Creed games that it's hard to like.
There's like
play
30 of them now.
Yeah, but like when you play, this is a. So I'm gonna bring up Psychonauts 2 because I just fucking 100% of that game, and it was fucking.
I need to play it still.
Oh, it was so good. Ever since playing the first one, I'm like, oh my god, this is just so much better than the first one.
Okay.
But they made a great choice. They did 1, a little middle game in between, and 2.
Yeah.
And with a big span of time between them, so you have time to play them.
Yeah.
With Assassin's Creed, it's like 1,
One a year.
2, 3. A mini one, another mini one, 4, mini one, mini one, mini one, mini one, 5, mini one, mini one. Like, and it's just like, I don't want to play fucking all those games to play the fourth.
Well, especially when the last 4 of them that came out, like, all right, this has 500 hours of content.
Yeah, and you're like, why would I want that?
8 DLC packs that all cost $10.
And that's great, and that's awesome for people who have been playing that since the beginning and have been concurrently doing that. But I have not. So me jumping in there, that seems like a lot of time for me to have to stop and play every single one to get the full story.
Because I got really excited with the Greek one.
I don't know which one that is.
It was after Origins and
I've only played the first one, so
it was the one right before Valhalla, the Norse one.
Yeah.
And I was so excited for that because it was like Greek mythology and all these other things. And I saw that there was like a Atlantis, like extra, like spin-off DLC and stuff. I was like, all right, this sounds like a fun one. And I started playing it, and there's just so much shit. And they're just the most, like, all of their side quests are all the same.
Yeah.
Like, it's one of 5 different side quest options, and they're all going to be the exact same. Every time you do it, just in a different location with a different color.
Find all the chickens in Greece.
And I'm like,
find all the chickens in Rome.
And I was like, why? We're not, like, the original Assassin's Creed and the original Assassin's Creed trilogy, Assassin's Creed 1 and 2 trilogy, have the best stories. Like, there's some of the best stories in gaming history, in my opinion. But all these other ones.
Except for 3 when they're like, it's all alien.
Oh god, the third one was so
Aliens.
I could not finish the third
What
one.
have I said before, Steven, about the biggest cop-out you can do at the end of a game? The god was really an alien all along. Like, biggest fucking cop-out.
Forgotten City.
Yeah. I called it too, dude. I'm telling you, when I played that game, the first fucking level, I'm like, I bet this is all a fucking alien game.
Like, why? Why do we have to keep doing that shit? Like, it's becoming like a bad movie trope.
Yeah, really it is.
Like, it's...
Like, if it works for what you're doing, great. But if it's just something you throw in there because you have no better fucking ideas, go fuck yourself.
Seriously, like, why? Like, why do we always have to bring everything to space? Why do we have to, like even Fast and Furious...
I am from Pluto now. Actually, I'm not a god, I'm just way better than you. Like, that's all it is. It's like, well, we're actually just cooler than you, but for some reason, you bested us.
I mean, that's, like, I don't know if you saw Thor Love and Thunder yet.
No, I'm going tomorrow.
I won't spoil anything, but there is one god in there. There's a couple of gods in there that are that attitude.
Yeah.
They're just like, you think we would listen to your prayers and help you?
Yeah, and that makes so much more sense to me, though, them acting like that than them being like, what? How did a mere mortal best us? Like,
Right.
He shouldn't have fucking bested you. What are you talking about? Just kill him right now.
so stupid.
Yeah, we just get out of those. I don't even remember how we got on this fucking topic. now. Assassin's Creed, yeah. But like those, I don't know why we started talking about Assassin's Creed.
Ubisoft.
But like, yes. Oh, because of all the games.
Yes.
Like all the number of games in between.
Yeah.
And I think Rayman has that problem too. Basically, I don't know how many games they've released, but maybe
this is like 4 or 5.
But maybe the story all came in the first 2 or first 1, and that's where we're missing out.
But like most games that have like
They have like a reflection of the story, sure.
they have reflections or they have like explanations
Yeah.
if you haven't played the other ones.
Yeah. Oh, you know what would be a great fucking comparison? Like Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yeah.
You know, that game, Mario, not really, because there's no real story. Like, that's when games were shit. You shouldn't be compared to the first fucking Mario as a game that came out in like 2013. But Sonic the Hedgehog had a great fucking story, even though there was no fucking dialogue.
Yeah.
You could tell what was going on. Like, you could tell, okay, every time I beat him, he goes and builds something bigger to try to stop me. But he's trying to collect all these animals to put in his machines, clearly, because I'm freeing them.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to stop him from doing that. Simple fucking storytelling. They didn't have to do too much to tell that fucking story. What they could have done here, and they did.
Yeah, exactly.
No, they're just fucking bullshit. They should have put more effort into the story. They should have put less effort into the fucking extra bullshit they put in this fucking game.
Yeah.
Drives me crazy, man.
For sure.
All right, well, I think we're both going nah. So
yeah, unfortunately.
Let's talk about our next week game,
which is Dead or Alive Ultimate. Dead or Alive 2.
So
I guess it's 1, 2 Ultimate.
Yeah, so like Ultimate was a game that came out in 2003, and Dead or Alive, I think the second one came out in 99.
I think so. Let's see.
Sorry, guys. No, so the first one I have to imagine was probably 97, 98.
I think somewhere around there.
Or maybe even 99. They could have just released 1 and 2 at the same time. I don't know, but
I know like there was 1, and I think 2 Ultimate was like it came in a package deal sometimes. Like I think when I first bought 2 Ultimate, it came with a disc copy of 1 as well.
Interesting. So yeah, now it's just a digital copy that comes with both.
Yeah.
So we'll end up playing both because they're very short, I think, in the story modes. But there are story modes. I had to look that up. Are there stories? Because I want to make sure we're not just playing like a Mortal Kombat-esque.
Yeah.
Fucking like
this one has more story than some of the other fighting games.
It's probably got more story than fucking Rayman.
It has way more story than Rayman. It's not like a huge story. It's not like this grandiose story or anything, but there is stories to them.
Like even Soul Calibur had a tiny story, not
and
huge.
Dead or Alive was big enough that it got a movie.
Yeah.
And
Did
I'll talk about
movie?
Yeah, I love the movie.
I'll watch it before I'll
let you borrow it.
Yeah.
It's actually got like Jamie Lee Presley and who she was on My Name is Earl.
Yeah. The wife or whatever?
Yeah.
Okay. The ex-wife.
The ex-wife, yeah.
But they're back together. I don't remember. I never watched that show. I only watched a couple episodes.
Suki from Fast and the Furious is in there as well. And there's a couple other like Eric Roberts, Julia Roberts' dad.
Eric Roberts, you know, the only way he's famous, he's
been in over 500 movies.
yeah, not as big as ones as Julia
No,
Roberts.
by far not.
His biggest claim to fame was fucking a woman and having Julia Roberts.
Or no, that's not Julia Roberts' dad.
Oh,
it's
okay.
Julia Roberts' brother.
Oh, okay. Well, then
Emma Roberts' dad.
I take it back.
It's Emma Roberts' dad.
I'm not gonna say that he fucked Julia Roberts' mom.
Yeah.
I take it back.
Yeah. Because it's Emma Roberts' dad. I always forget that.
But yeah, we'll come at you next week with Dead or Alive Ultimate. Yeah. But thanks for listening, guys.
We love you.
We hope you like this Rayman edition, which we'll probably never play another Rayman game again.
Probably not.
So